So we've been in El Salvador now 2 weeks today, and we now signed a contract for a 6-month lease on a house. We decided to go to this area called Bosques de Lourdes, and this is a really beautiful neighborhood. As we drive around it here, you can see the roads are nice and flat. It's all pavers. I guess if they have anything wrong, they can easily take a couple pavers up and fix it. No need to repave the whole place. And sort of these typical one-story houses. There are some two-story houses, but I think everyone that we looked at was a one-story house. Because we have our shipping container coming, it was really appealing to have this particular house because it has a gated garage area, and we have 10 pallets of stuff coming. Until we can get it all unpacked, maybe this would be a great place to put it until we start kind of going through one by one with the boxes. And they're renovating this place. You can see there's toilets here. They've already replaced one of the toilets. There's some drywall and a ladder there, and they're fixed the ceiling, it looked like, in the family room or living room, dining room space. And she's gonna be painting it all. So she's really doing a good job, I think, keeping it up to date and current. You'll see in a minute when we get to the kitchen that she's completely gutted it, and the whole new kitchen will be installed. So I'm really looking forward to that. We did ask about those 2 chandeliers because it'd be amazing if we can get 2 ceiling fans there, because this house is not air conditioned. And she did say we could put that in too, but if we can live with just the fans, I think that would be definitely worth a try. And you know, we'll see. And maybe we'll get a portable one if we need to, or we will get a mini split installed. But you can see the real estate agent showing us the kitchen, saying it's gonna be all done new, it's gonna be nice, modern. And then into this, they call the lavanderia, the laundry room. This is a pila. This is a typical Salvadorian sort of kitchen sink, laundry sink. They fill up the middle section with water, and then you scoop it out and use it on either side. Maybe you pick one side's laundry, like left side's laundry, right side's dishes, and you wash it there, and those little shallow sinks have the drain. And typical for the homes in this area off the laundry room is what they call the servants' quarters, or the maid's room, or the employee's bedroom. It's just a little tiny room, great place to store some stuff, like maybe my husband's tools, or maybe put a little desk in here, call this the office, and there's a bathroom attached. No sinks though. I've seen these many times. There's no sinks in that room because, again, the pila is right there and you can wash your hands there. There is a hookup there for a washer, and dryers are typically just vented into these rooms. This room isn't open to the outside, but many of them are, so you just vent your dryer. But we won't get a dryer for now, so we'll just live with a washing machine and the little clothesline we'll install in that room. This room, this living room, dining room space, is humongous and has such a high ceiling. So it would be amazing if we had some drop ceiling fans, and then the hot air we can rise up to the top and, you know, keep the lower end cool, we're hoping. Anyway, it wasn't, you know, horribly hot there, and if there was some fans, like when we arrived, the windows weren't even open, so it was kind of stuffy, but with the windows open and some fans going, I think we'll be fine. Even the ceiling fans weren't even running in the bedrooms. So we'll see. These bedrooms are nice. They have these big closets. They're not in the best shape, as you know, they're particle board and whatnot, but they're definitely usable. I think this one's missing a clothes hanging rod or 2, so we could be able to get her to help us get that replaced. And they have all these built-in drawers, which is amazing. You don't need any other furniture, maybe a night table. And this room should be big enough to put 2 twin beds side by side with a night table in the middle where that plug is. Again, only 1 plug per bedroom. Kind of, you know, I wish it was more, but we don't want the kids to live in the bedrooms, so we're gonna, you know, just have the minimum on the nightstand. That's one of the new toilets. My favorite type of toilet with the solid sides. I love those toilets. They're so much easier to clean. And a great big window up there to keep the moisture out. You know, crack that open and we have a shower, and then the moisture goes right out the vent. That's kind of nice. There's even the built-in soap dispenser, which is great because there's not much countertop space because there's no countertop over the sink. And bedroom number 2, we're going to use one of these as sort of the spare bedroom. We're going to put the kids all in one room. And then when we have guests, or if we're having family or friends come to move in with us, then we have this extra bedroom for them. We'll put a bigger bed here. One thing with these high ceilings is that, you know, on top of that cupboard space, you could put all suitcases we had to lug here, right? But there's also another space we could probably put those suitcases in. So it's definitely a good, useful space to store stuff, especially with their shipping container coming. Like I said, it has stuff in there that we may not need till we buy our own house. So we can store things up there. This has an opening to the outside. This isn't our favorite feature because it doesn't look like there's a mosquito screen here. Although I'm told they're very cheap and easy to get, even at the dollar store apparently. And I thought, wouldn't it be great? We saw another house like this where this was actually closed off. It may be great if we can, I don't think it rains or anything in there because it has a roof, but that little dropped area with the rocks, if we can cover that up with make a little platform for it, and then use that as, put a cupboard there or a desk there or some other space saving device there, whatever it's going to be, instead of having kind of like useless rocks there in the middle of the floor. I just kind of glimpsed out there, but there's a little attic space there. And we saw another unit like this and that door was open. So it's quite a bit of space up there. I think that might be a great place to store all those extra suitcases that we're not going to need for a little while. Tried to open it there. My husband's cane handle was a little bit too big to go through the handle of the cupboard, but that's fine. We can get a ladder and go up there. But this is our ensuite. Needs a good scrubbing. I don't know if she'll have it really well cleaned before we go or just painted, and then we'll give it a good hose down with some, I don't know, something to get into the grout. And again, there's no countertop space here, and there's also no mirrors, so I don't know if she's going to replace these with medicine cabinets or what the deal was, or if we have to pick something like that up. I'd love to have some sort of organizer above the toilet for, some toiletries, extra toilet paper and that kind of stuff. But there also is a linen closet, so right here, I guess we could use that, although this doesn't have anything in it except it used to have hanging rods, it looks like. I think maybe those plastic drawer units we have our Lego in or something like that could go in there, be better use for that space. Or just boxes for now until we get everything unpacked. I love this space, it's so large, but then we have the bonus space of the covered outside area. And this is what I really look forward to about moving to El Salvador, as we'd have this huge indoor-outdoor space, which makes me a little bit reluctant to want to get air conditioning because then you don't want to open the door. I'd rather have the doors and windows all open with fans going, have nice fresh air going through the house all the time. But again, we're not at the highest level we'd like to be at. We hope to be at 1,000 meters above sea level. In this case, we're just about 600-ish. So we'll have to see how it goes. Rainy season, I think, is typically more humid. So we'll see if we can, make it through. Now, the water situation in El Salvador is very interesting. A lot of places have these cisterns with a pump because the community water is not available all the time. So when the community water is available, the cistern fills up. And then when the community water is not available, you're drawing from the cistern. And I'm told you don't really notice an interruption in any water supply. It's just maybe the stuff in the cistern might be a little bit warmer than when you're getting it from the community water because it's right out, in the sun. So we took a little walk around the community afterwards. I kind of sped it up because we don't walk very fast. And it was getting kind of boring. But this is sort of the neighborhood. You see the streets are so flat. Going out for a walk in the evenings, it's just a breeze to do that. Because where we're at now, we're at the top of the hill. You go down each side of it and then you gotta come back up. And after you've had a long walk and it's nice and hot outside, you don't want to walk up that hill at the end. Lots of places for kids to play. That's just why we picked this neighborhood, because there's multiple playgrounds, there's 3 pools, there's this basketball court, I think there's several soccer fields, she said. I know we saw 2 different playground areas. There's this one and one by the door, or by the entrance when you drive in the gate. So I don't know, this complex is so large. It could be maybe 1,000 houses. It just looks so big on the map. So who knows how many houses and playgrounds there are all together. But that's the community space where the pool is, and I guess you can rent it out and have parties there or whatnot. And like I said, this is one of the playgrounds here. But I know I saw another one on the entrance. I don't think I have it on video. But we didn't travel around very far because she said we couldn't really just drive around aimlessly because we came to go to a certain home, and if we drive around aimlessly, then the security might kind of get angry with us. So I hope you enjoyed our little tour.